So this video from Tel Aviv is one of those shots that just makes you so nostalgic for what life was like, concert going was like before the whole coronavirus pandemic. But this is actually taken from just last night. 5,000 people attended this beachfront concert with Israel's biggest stars, and organizers tried to keep up social distancing rules. But would you feel safe? It is Friday. It's May 22nd, and this is the current music news. Hi, I'm Jade.
And I'm Jay. Well, it's been almost a week since Travis McCready played a concert in Arkansas that was closely watched by national press and tightly policed to make sure people were following social distancing and hygiene requirements. A couple hundred people showed up in a venue that normally seats over 1,000, and they said they had a good time.
So, live music is coming back, and it might be in your neighborhood sooner than you think. According to the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, there are going to be over 150 concerts happening in Wisconsin over the Memorial weekend. That's the same place where the Supreme Court overruled the governor's stay-at-home order. There won't be shows in big cities. These are ones that are happening at small bars, and, the bar owners are going to try and keep the customers safe. But musicians, bar owners, and fans, they're all really excited. They're hyped up, but they're all a little nervous. In fact, one of the singers who's playing at Gordy's Boathouse, Alicia Dominguez, she said, "I'm a little hesitant, but I have to make a living at the same time."
Chances are, if you've seen any live in-person music over the past several weeks, it's been out in the open, right in your neighborhood. Musicians across the country have been playing front porch concerts, balcony concerts for whatever neighbors wander or walk by. Some of them, like Josh Daniel in North Carolina, have been live streaming them as well. The duo Chatham Rabbits, also from North Carolina, have embarked on what they call a stay-at-home tour. What they do is they set up on the back of a trailer pulled by a van, and they drive around neighborhoods. As they put it, we do the driving and playing, you do the listening and the porch sitting.
Well, then there are the scenarios where you do the driving, as in going to a show and staying in your car during the performance, kind of like a drive-in movie. These are things we've talked about before, like those drive-in raves that are happening in Germany. They look very fun. But those drive-in concerts are actually being planned for a lot of American cities this summer. There's Road Rave, which is hitting Phoenix in Orlando. The Black Jacket Symphony, they're going to be covering classic albums front to back for drive-in audiences in Alabama. The Texas Rangers, they're hosting concerts in a lot near the ballpark. And Yankee Stadium is going to be opening its doors and host a drive-in with New York musicians, and they're even going to have street vendors.
So what do people think about all this? We asked the Currents audience on social media, what do you think? Would you go to a socially distanced concert? And what we heard from people in Minnesota was, what? No, I thought live music was off this summer. I was planning to just keep watching live streams on my computer. So that's what we're hearing from people in Minnesota. But right across the border in Wisconsin, Metallica cover bands are coming back to the bars literally tonight. So there's a ton of variation right now across areas and jurisdictions, and people have a lot of different feelings about how safe they feel and where they're at. I don't know. What do you think, Jade? Would you go to a socially distanced concert?
Give me a little while here, Jay. So what's coming to mind is, I don't know if you remember this, but like a week ago, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, South Korea. There was one 29-year-old who went out to a club, and all of a sudden over 100 people are infected. And yes, that's a nightclub, that's dancing, people are sweating, they're very close to each other. But these are going to be at bars. People don't make the best decisions when they're out at bars. In fact, there was another story, Jay, about a woman who went around just like 2 days ago kissing people at a bar that had just been open. I mean, not saying again, she did not have coronavirus, but I don't want to be kissed by anybody at any bar. So I feel like right now people are going to be excited, but maybe just wait and see, kind of calm and cool and collected. I don't know. What do you think, Jay?
Well, I think what you're seeing in that video from Israel is what you're seeing in bars that have reopened. It's what you're seeing on beaches, which is, people may go out with the best intentions of keeping their distance, trying to stay safe, and maybe you may or may not put a mask on, and you're trying to be thoughtful. But once you get back into a situation like that where there's any semblance of normalcy, you're out, maybe you're having some substances as well, maybe you're drinking, and there's just that human impulse to push towards the stage. You push towards the bar, maybe you even have put your arm around someone.
You push towards random strangers and kiss them on the mouth. No, thank you.
Yeah. So I think, there's going to be some trial and error, and people are going to figure out ways to do this more safely. But yeah, I don't feel like we're there yet.
Yeah. I'm all on board for the drive-in shows. That's where I'm feeling is the sweet spot right now.
Well, we will keep following these stories, and that is the Currents music news for today. Like and follow us. You can be sure to catch the upcoming updates and listen to The Current over the weekend on your smart speaker, on your radio, on our web stream, and on our app. We're going to be rocking blocks of music this weekend. And click in the comments to let us know what music news stories are meaningful to you right now.
So Jay and I were talking about, the urge for people to be close to one another when they get to a bar and perhaps indulge in a few adult beverages. But there's one bar that's actually taking the social distancing, the separation we need to another level. And this actually makes me feel a little safe, even though you look a little goofy. So they're having these things called, a company called Revolution Events has created these bumper tables that they're rolling out into bars. Like Ocean City, Maryland is having these in some of their bars. And just try to imagine using these to watch a show. Is this our future? Who knows?